Everyone wants to transform their life, but what if you could do it without motivation, pressure, or extreme goals? What if all it took was 30 seconds a day?
That's not a fantasy. It's neuroscience. The biggest life transformations come from the smallest consistent actions, called microhabits.
Think of brushing your teeth, effortless, automatic, and consistent. Now imagine applying that same automatic consistency to fitness, learning, or discipline.
Welcome to the English Coffee Break, Episode 8, The Power of Microhabits, Small Steps, Big Transformations.
Stanford, Oxford, and neuroscience labs cracked the code. We're sharing all 7 strategies with advanced vocabulary and native idioms.
Stay with us. Your breakthrough awaits in the smallest possible package. Welcome to the English Coffee Break. I'm Christopher, and today we're diving into behavioral design with scientific precision.
I'm Aria. This episode packs peer-reviewed research, exact implementation steps, professional English vocabulary, and business idioms.
Microhabits work 3x better than willpower. Navy SEALs use them. CEOs use them. Now you will too.
Grab your notebook. Let's build automatic excellence.
Strategy number 1. Why big goals fail. Massive goals trigger psychological resistance, while micro-actions bypass it.
Christopher, I've heard about habits before, but micro-habits sound revolutionary. Walk us through the science.
Big goals look inspiring but psychologically backfire. The brain's limbic system perceives massive goals as threats, triggering avoidance. Meanwhile, microhabits slip past resistance completely. Stanford's B.J. Fogg discovered that people who start with 30-second habits have triple the long-term adherence compared to those starting with big goals. The principle is simple: make the first step so easy failure is impossible.
Christopher, so you're saying the bigger the goal, the more likely our brain sabotages us before we even begin?
Precisely. Neuroscientists call this activation energy. Big goals require massive energy to start, so your brain delays indefinitely. Microhabits require almost zero energy, so they happen automatically. Over time, small wins compound like interest in a savings account.
This reframes everything. Instead of "I'll write a book this year," you'd say "I'll write 1 sentence a day." It's too easy to fail, and that's the point.
Exactly. That's called minimum viable action, the smallest executable step toward your desired identity.
Perfect analysis. For our global listeners, the key term is minimum viable action, essential for business English and IELTS. What does it mean?
Minimum viable action refers to the smallest possible step toward a desired behavior or identity that guarantees success through its simplicity, serving as the foundation for habit formation and automaticity. Professionals worldwide use this exact terminology.
Crystal clear. Listeners can use this in meetings tomorrow. Now the native idiom, don't bite off more than you can chew.
Your friend declares, "I'll run a marathon next month," without ever jogging. You smile politely but know they'll quit by week 2. That's biting off more than they can chew. Real transformation starts with, "I'll run for 30 seconds daily." Small bites lead to marathon-sized results.
Native level example. Someone could use that idiom immediately. This strategy could genuinely transform lives overnight.
Each builds on the last. Microhabits compound into automatic mastery. Ready for the next breakthrough? Strategy number 2. The science of automaticity, how tiny repetitions rewire your brain for effortless execution.
Christopher, I've heard about habits before, but microhabits sound revolutionary. Walk us through the science.
University College London tracked 96 people forming habits and found average habit formation takes 66 days. But for microhabits? Around 21 days. Why? They reduce activation energy, the effort to start. Once repetition meets reward, your basal ganglia, your automatic brain, takes over completely.
So microhabits create automaticity faster than normal habits?
Dramatically faster. Automaticity is when effort disappears. Like tying shoelaces or checking your phone instinctively. Your prefrontal cortex, the effortful part, hands control to the primitive automatic brain. Microhabits accelerate this neurological handover.
This explains why celebrities can maintain fitness for decades while regular people yo-yo. Their habits became automatic decades ago.
Precisely. And this leads to our next strategy about anchoring microhabits to existing routines.
Perfect analysis. For our global listeners, the key term is automaticity, essential for business English and IELTS. What does it mean?
Automaticity refers to the neurological state where behaviors execute unconsciously without conscious effort, achieved through sufficient repetition until the basal ganglia assumes control from the prefrontal cortex. Professionals worldwide use this exact terminology.
Crystal clear. Listeners can use this in meetings tomorrow. Now the native idiom, strike while the iron is hot.
You've just finished dinner, perfect time to do your 30-second stretch. Don't wait for motivation tomorrow. Strike while the iron is hot, use moments of momentum to attach microactions. Your brain loves predictable timing.
Native level example. Someone could use that idiom immediately. This strategy could genuinely transform lives overnight.
Each builds on the last. Microhabits compound into automatic mastery. Ready for the next breakthrough? Strategy number 3. Habit anchoring, behavior linking, stacking microactions onto existing daily routines.
Christopher, I've heard about habits before, but microhabits sound revolutionary. Walk us through the science.
Microhabits succeed when anchored to existing routines. B.J. Fogg calls this behavior linking. After I brush my teeth, I'll do 5 push-ups. Your brain loves predictable sequences. This creates neural associations that fire automatically.
So you're hijacking existing habits to smuggle in new ones?
Exactly. Think of it as piggybacking. Brushing teeth happens 99% of days automatically. Linking a microhabit to it gives you near-perfect consistency. Research shows linked habits stick 3x better than standalone ones.
Give us concrete examples for different life areas: fitness, learning, productivity.
Fitness, after coffee, 10 squats. Learning, after shower, read 1 paragraph. Productivity, after lunch, write 1 to-do. Predictable anchors guarantee execution.
Perfect analysis. For our global listeners, the key term is behavior linking, essential for business English and IELTS. What does it mean?
Behavior linking refers to B.J. Fogg's technique of attaching new microbehaviors to existing automatic routines using after I, existing habit, I will, new microhabit, structure for guaranteed consistency. Professionals worldwide use this exact terminology.
Crystal clear. Listeners can use this in meetings tomorrow. Now the native idiom, one thing leads to another.
You do your morning 30-second meditation, which makes you notice dirty dishes, so you wash 1 plate, which leads to cleaning the whole kitchen. One thing leads to another, microactions create cascades of productivity.
Native level example. Someone could use that idiom immediately. This strategy could genuinely transform lives overnight.
Each builds on the last. Microhabits compound into automatic mastery. Ready for the next breakthrough? Strategy number 4. The 2-minute rule, James Clear's gateway to atomic habit formation.
Christopher, I've heard about habits before, but microhabits sound revolutionary. Walk us through the science.
James Clear's atomic habits popularized this. Any new habit should take less than 2 minutes. Want to read daily? Just open the book. Want to exercise? Put on workout shoes. The goal isn't completion, it's starting consistently.
But Christopher, won't people just do the 2 minutes and quit?
That's the genius. 91% continue past 2 minutes once started. Your brain resists initiation 3-5x more than continuation. The 2-minute rule eliminates starting friction entirely.
So this works for any goal? Writing, coding, language learning?
Universally. Writing, open document. Coding, open IDE. Spanish, open Duolingo. 2 minutes guarantees you cross the activation threshold daily.
Perfect analysis. For our global listeners, the key term is activation energy, essential for business English and IELTS. What does it mean?
Activation energy refers to the psychological barrier of mental effort required to initiate a task, which drops dramatically after initial engagement, making continuation 3-5x easier than starting. Professionals worldwide use this exact terminology.
Crystal clear. Listeners can use this in meetings tomorrow. Now the native idiom, get the ball rolling.
You've been avoiding that business proposal for weeks. Finally, you commit to just open the document and write the title, 2 minutes max. Suddenly, 3 hours pass and it's finished. You got the ball rolling.
Native level example. Someone could use that idiom immediately. This strategy could genuinely transform lives overnight.
Each builds on the last. Microhabits compound into automatic mastery. Ready for the next breakthrough? Strategy number 5. The Plateau of Latency, why microhabits seem ineffective, until they explode.
Christopher, I've heard about habits before, but microhabits sound revolutionary. Walk us through the science.
James Clear describes the Plateau of Latency, weeks of tiny actions with zero visible results. Then suddenly, exponential growth. Like compound interest, $1 daily for 30 days equals $30. But after a year, life-changing. Microhabits follow identical math.
So people quit right before the transformation phase?
Exactly. Most quit during the nothing's happening phase. But neural pathways strengthen invisibly. Spanish vocabulary compounds. Fitness accumulates. Skills stack. Patience through the plateau separates masters from dabblers.
How do you convince someone to endure 66 days of nothing?
Track invisible progress. Log daily completion. Celebrate consistency, not results. The plateau always breaks, mathematically guaranteed.
Perfect analysis. For our global listeners, the key term is plateau of latency, essential for business English and IELTS. What does it mean?
Plateau of latency refers to James Clear's term for the extended period where microhabits produce no visible results despite perfect consistency, immediately preceding exponential growth phase. Professionals worldwide use this exact terminology.
Crystal clear. Listeners can use this in meetings tomorrow. Now the native idiom, slow and steady wins the race.
Flashy gym bros lift heavy for Instagram, quit after 2 months. The quiet guy doing 10 push-ups daily. Year 2, he's ripped. Slow and steady wins the race, micro-consistency crushes sporadic intensity.
Native level example. Someone could use that idiom immediately. This strategy could genuinely transform lives overnight.
Each builds on the last. Microhabits compound into automatic mastery. Ready for the next breakthrough? Strategy number 6. Environment design for micro-success, making micro-actions frictionless through spatial engineering.
Christopher, I've heard about habits before, but micro-habits sound revolutionary. Walk us through the science.
B.J. Fogg proved environment determines behavior 80% of the time. For microhabits, place running shoes by your bed. Keep journal and pen on your nightstand. Delete Netflix app, install Duolingo prominently. Remove friction surgically.
So you're redesigning your environment for automatic micro-wins?
Precisely. Willpower fails against environment. Design for laziness toward good habits. Your kitchen counter should scream, healthy choice, while junk food hides in back cabinets. Digital spaces identical.
Concrete Monday morning checklist for environment optimization?
1. Prep tomorrow's microhabit tools tonight. 2. Remove one temptation. 3. Make success visible. 4. Create one friction barrier for bad habits. Repeat weekly.
Perfect analysis. For our global listeners, the key term is friction, essential for business English and IELTS. What does it mean?
Friction refers to deliberate environmental barriers increasing effort required for undesirable actions while reducing effort for desirable microhabits through spatial and digital reorganization. Professionals worldwide use this exact terminology.
Crystal clear. Listeners can use this in meetings tomorrow. Now the native idiom, out of sight, out of mind.
Social media derailing your focus? Delete apps from home screen. Phone goes to another room during work hours. Out of sight, out of mind, temptation vanishes when friction increases.
Native level example. Someone could use that idiom immediately. This strategy could genuinely transform lives overnight.
Each builds on the last. Microhabits compound into automatic mastery. Ready for the next breakthrough? Strategy number 7. Scaling the microhabit ladder, doubling habit size every 4 weeks once automaticity achieved.
Christopher, I've heard about habits before, but microhabits sound revolutionary. Walk us through the science.
Never increase difficulty until automatic. Once 30-second meditation feels effortless, 21 days, scale to 60 seconds. Then 2 minutes. Each doubling compounds. Professional musicians practice this way, start with one scale perfectly, add complexity only after mastery.
So it's not about speed, it's about guaranteed consistency first?
Consistency first, always. Scale only what's automatic. This creates unbreakable momentum. Year 1, 30 seconds daily becomes 10 minutes automatic. Year 2, 30 minutes. Micro-scaling builds mastery.
What if someone plateaus on scaling? How do they break through?
Return to micro. Drop back 50%, rebuild automaticity, then scale again. The latter metaphor is perfect, sometimes you descend to ascend higher.
Perfect analysis. For our global listeners, the key term is progressive overload, essential for business English and IELTS. What does it mean?
Progressive overload refers to systematic gradual increase in habit difficulty only after automatic mastery achieved, ensuring sustainable skill development without resistance or burnout. Professionals worldwide use this exact terminology.
Crystal clear. Listeners can use this in meetings tomorrow. Now the native idiom, Rome wasn't built in a day.
You won't deadlift 400 pounds next month. But daily micro-progress, adding 1 rep every 2 weeks, build strength compounding over years. Rome wasn't built in a day, but daily bricklaying created an empire.
Native level example. Someone could use that idiom immediately. This strategy could genuinely transform lives overnight.
Each builds on the last. Microhabits compound into automatic mastery. Ready for the next breakthrough?
Christopher, 7 micro-strategies that create massive transformation. No motivation required.
Pick one 30-second habit today. Anchor it. Scale it. Watch your life compound over 12 months.
Download our free resource, all vocabulary, research citations, and habit tracker template. Link in description.
Challenge. What's your first 30-second microhabit? Comment below, we feature the best stories.
30 minutes of micro-learning today creates decades of automatic excellence tomorrow.
I'm Christopher. Excellence isn't created through willpower, it's engineered through microdesign.
I'm Aria. Transform your habits, transform your English, transform your future.
See you next coffee break.